So without further delay, it's my honor to introduce today's Sunday feast speaker. We have from Chapati Temple, we have ISKCON Radha Gopinath Prabhu, and we have ISKCON Damodar Prabhu. I have absolutely no qualification to speak anything, but just for my own purification. ISKCON Radha Gopinath Prabhu is board of temple residents at ISKCON Chapati for over 30 years. Rather, both are a member of a global devotee care team, so they have a wealth of knowledge. And Prabhuji is, he holds master degree in speech and hearing science from All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, Mysore. So material also is very well qualified. He's been leading congregation preaching and development from the very beginning, was joining Krishna consciousness, so more than 30 years. Apart from guiding several hundred families in their spiritual journey, he's also trained many counselors and mentors to cultivate the congregation. And Prabhuji's pioneer basically introducing the 6 sessions that we all relish. The 6th session, the science of self-realization for all the new couples. So Prabhuji was a pioneer in orchestrating that. And he travels on behalf of global care team all over the world, imparting devotee care education and training leaders in practical ways to support the whole congregation. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for all your contribution, and we are honored with your presence. Few lines about his guest Damodar Prabhu, who is on the left. He's been faculty. Anyone heard Bhaktivedanta Vidyapeeth? He's been faculty in Bhaktivedanta Vidyapeeth for teaching Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other scriptures at GV for more than 10 years. So he's teaching out of teachers as well. He's also a faculty at Mayapur Institute of Teaching Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and Vaishnava Sadachar teaching. He has been instrumental in several devotee care initiatives as ISKCON Chapati, and is a leading member of the national and global devotee care team. Under his guidance, it's very important. Under his guidance, the kitchen at ISKCON Chapati and GV, which is ISO 22000 certified. His kitchen team has been successfully organizing Mega Yatra Kitchen on Wheels. Anyone seen the video of Mega Kitchen? Feeding 6,000 devotees daily in annual Kartik Yatras and 10,000 pilgrimage every day in Kumbh Melas. So it's amazing. If we cook for 300 people, he managed in kitchen on the wheels for 6,000 devotees one time. And the prasadam is not just the khichdi and papad. It's all opulent prasad. See, along with Radha Gopinath Prabhu, he travels widely to conduct the devotee care courses and also guides and inspire the local team to practically institute devotee care within the community. So we are very honored and grateful at their presence today. Let's welcome him on our traditional way by loudly chanting 3 times. इसके सादा गोविंद तो की जय, दामोदर प्रभु की जय. Hare Krishna. So up to what time we go? 2:30. 2:30. So 45 minutes. 40 minutes. Also, I strongly request everyone to please put their cell phone on silent. It's okay to take emergency call, but if at all you have to take, please step out of temple hall and then attend the call. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for your kind introduction. As soon as we saw Farmington Hills, we just remembered Vrindavan. Right? Very beautiful place, and Radha Gopi and Vallabha are also here. So in the midst of Vrindavan. So we are grateful to be here. We'll briefly chant the invocation prayers and discuss about threefold mercy to overcome threefold misery. That's the topic for today's discussion. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashyatya Deshatarine Pancha Kalpatrubhescha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So I will introduce today's topic. We'll recite a verse from CC, and then I'll hand over to Radha Gopinath Prabhu to explain it from different perspectives, and Prabhu will elaborate. So we'll recite this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can repeat behind me. Or let me just give a background. There is a place Lord Chaitanya's devotees are there primarily in Navadvip. There are other places around Navadvip, like in the suburbs of Navadvip, just like Detroit. Farmington Hill is in the suburbs of Detroit. Similarly, the Shantipur, Kulinagram, Shrikhanda, these three prominent places around Navadvip. And the devotees from there would come to also Jagannath Puri. One particular Rath Yatra, the devotees from Kulinagram, they said, "My Lord, we are struggling to make spiritual progress. Please tell us, what is our duty? How can we make quick spiritual progress? How can we be steadfast in bhakti?" So Lord Chaitanya answered by speaking this verse. We'll recite this verse. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantar kar Krishna Nama Sankirtana. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantar kar Krishna Nama Sankirtana. Nirantar kar Krishna Nama Sankirtana. Okay, before we recite, I'll now explain the meaning, and we will memorize this verse in two more recitations. It's easy, it's very simple verse. So Lord Chaitanya is saying, do three things. Serve Krishna. We can serve the Lord in his deity form, Krishna Seva. Serve the devotees. Serve the deity. Serve the devotees. And chant the holy names. Nirantar, always chant the names of Krishna. Nirantara kara Krishna Nama Sankirtan. So the Lord Chaitanya asks them to do these three things. So we will recite two more times, and then whoever amongst you have memorized it, then you recite. We'll put it off from this screen. Then you project it on the screen of your heart. Right? Look inward and then recite. Right? Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantar kar Krishna nama sankirtana. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantar kar Krishna nama sankirtana. Okay, we can remove the projection now. Okay. Now, whoever, don't see it from your cell phone. Keeping your cell phone upside down. And then whoever has memorized it, who has by-hearted it, right? By heart, we would say. Please recite. Okay, yes, good. Yes, Prabhu, please.
Prabhu kahe Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana.
Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana.
Nirantar kar Krishna nama sankirtana.
Nirantar kar Krishna nama sankirtana. Hari Bol! We should be very generous in giving appreciation. Loudly say, Hari Bol! Okay, thank you, good. So, yes, Prabhuji.
I like appreciation. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana.
Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana.
Nirantara kara Krishna nama sankirtana.
Nirantara kara Krishna nama sankirtana. Okay, we can have more devotees recite the verse. Yes, Hare Krishna here. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantara kara Krishna nama sankirtana. Hari Bol! In the path of bhakti, lot of help is available. It's not available in other paths like the path of karma and the yoga and the jnana. In bhakti is a lot of encouragement and help available. So I can see many people saying, you recite, you recite. We are there with you. Okay, yes. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantara kara Krishna nama sankirtana. Hari Bol! Okay, we can have one or two more recitations and then we'll discuss. Okay, from this side, yeah, yes, Mataji, please. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantara kara Krishna nama sankirtana. Hari Bol! Okay, now the last recitation. Okay, from behind this side. Yes. Prabhu kahe na Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana. Nirantara kara Krishna Hare Krishna. So, thank you for reciting this verse beautifully and by hearting it. I think many of you have almost by hearted it, but we can't have everyone recite it. Like lead the recitation. Together we can recite anyway, in chorus. So, I will briefly discuss this verse. So this verse, Lord Chaitanya is saying, your duty is threefold and you receive threefold mercy. Prabhu kahen Krishna Seva. Serve the deity form of the Lord. Vaishnava Sevan, serve the devotees, and always chant the holy name. So if we see, this verse describes the mercy of Bhagavan, Krishna, Bhakta, Vaishnava Sevan, and in Nam Sankirtan is Bhakti. The foremost process of Bhakti is Nam Sankirtan. So therefore the threefold mercy which we are talking of is the mercy of Bhagavan, Bhakt and Bhakti. This threefold mercy can easily uplift us out of the threefold miseries. The threefold miseries won't stop, but this mercy will uplift us, our consciousness above this world, which is inherently filled with miseries. So we'll discuss very briefly about the three. Regarding Krishna Seva, serving the deity form of the Lord, the more personally we approach the Lord, we serve Him as a person, we will be able to feel, to that degree we will be able to feel Lord's personal reciprocation in our life. Because Krishna is a person. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Pratimana tumi sakshat brajendra nandana vipralagi kar tumi akarya karana. Pratimana, you are not just a deity or you are not just a statue or a murti. You are directly the son of Nanda Maharaj. So Radha Gopijan Vallabh directly are standing here. To the degree we have faith and to the degree we serve them with that faith, to that degree the Lord will reciprocate. The Lord walked in His deity form. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes. He walked from Vrindavan to Vidyanagar, from North India to South India. Anyone knows how many days the Lord walked? Yes? 100 days, good. Lord walked for 100 days, just imagine. Padbhyam chalan yaha patimasa rupo brahmanya devo hishataha gamyam. For 100 days, the Lord walked to prove that I reciprocate with my devotees. So, to prove that in my deity form, I do listen, I do accept the prayers of the devotees and do reciprocate. So, two important considerations for serving the deities. Not just the temple deities at home, we all have deities of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya glorifies the deity worship, Krishna Seva, of one of his associates, who is Raga Pandit. So Lord Chaitanya says, Raga Pandit and his sister Damayanti, they both used to serve the form of the Lord, the Radha Krishna deities, and they both were very devoted to Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya tells all the devotees, listen to the nature of their Krishna Seva. Ihara Krishna Sevar Katha Sun Sarvajana Parama Pavitra Seva Ati Sarvottama. So Lord Chaitanya says, listen everyone to the nature of their service. Their service is very pure, Parama Pavitra, with purity of the heart, with external purity. So, with great purity they serve. That is the first quality. keeping everything very clean, keeping ourselves very neat and clean, and serving the Lord. So Parama Pavitra Seva. And second is Ati Sarvottam. Ati Sarvottam means very exalted. So regarding Parama Pavitra, it's mentioned like Prabhupada was asked. Some devotee wrote a letter, Prabhupada, we have many cockroaches in the kitchen. Can we kill them? Prabhupada said, you should be killed. He said, because you have taken the vow of cleanliness and you are keeping the kitchen unclean. You first invite them and then you want to kill them. He said, so Prabhupada didn't approve. He said, you should be killed, Prabhupada said. Because your first duty is to keep everything very neat and clean. And then Prabhupada said, a clean kitchen is more important than an opulent offering. A clean kitchen is, in the deity worship, a clean kitchen is more important than an opulent offering. The words of Prabhupada. So, Parama Pavitra Seva, with pure heart, with externally everything very spotlessly neat and clean, we should cook for Krishna, we serve the deities. And Ati Sarvottam means the best available things we should offer to Krishna. Just like California apples are the best in the US.
Yes.
California. So if you have to offer apples to the Lord, get the best one from California, and so on and so forth. So the cherries are best, we heard, in New Zealand, the world best cherries. Last month we were in New Zealand. So he would get the best of items wherever, even if it is a very high price, offer the best of everything, that is Ati Sarvottam. The best of everything for the Lord. So that is Krishna Seva. We'll recite the words. Prabhu kahe na Krishna Seva, Vaishnava Sevana, Nirantara kara Krishna, Nama Sankirtana. So Krishna Seva, Vaishnava Sevan. Serve the Lord. Now Vaishnava Sevan is serve the devotees. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur would say, Krishna is to be served at all the times, and even more important is to serve his devotees. More important to serve his devotees. So we conduct devotee care course, and in ISKCON, we discussed this point. In ISKCON, we have been serving the Lord. We have many established temples, very beautiful established deity worship, which is great. But we still do not have great systems for taking care and serving devotees, taking care of them in every respect. So Bhagavatam says, service to devotee is higher than service to Krishna. One who has faith in Krishna service alone is Kanishta Adhikari. One who has similar faith, just like we have faith in service of Krishna, one who has similar faith in serving his devotees, that person is more advanced. He is Madhyam Adhikari. So Vrindavan Das Thakur says, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, he says, Krishna Seva hai teyo Vaishnav Seva bad. He says, greater than serving Krishna is serving his devotees. Right? Very directly, without any ambiguity. He says, Krishna Seva hai teyo Vaishnav Seva bad. Higher than serving Krishna is serving his devotees. He says, Bhagavat Adi Shastre Sabbe Kaila Dad. Bhagavatam firmly established this fact. So many places this has been described. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur quotes another verse from Hari Bhakti Vilas. He says, Siddhir bhavati va neti samsheha achyuta sevinam. If a servant of Krishna, will the servant of Krishna achieve perfection or not? So there is a doubt. That means a servant of Krishna may achieve the perfection or may not achieve the perfection. Siddhir bhavati va neti or not. Samshaya, there is a doubt. Achyuta sevinam. One who serves the Krishna, one who serves Krishna may achieve perfection of life, may not achieve perfection of life. Nishamsayas tudat bhakta paricharya ratatmanam. But without a doubt, the servant of Krishna will achieve perfection. So this is all from our Vaishnavacharyas. So the servant of Krishna will surely achieve perfection. So therefore, there are so many pastimes, stories of this fact. One favorite quick story I would like to tell you. In Kanchipuram, Kanchipurna used to serve Lord Varadraj. He was a servant of Lord Varadraj. Varadraj used to talk to him. So the assistant pujari of Kanchipurna one day asked Kanchipurna, will you ask Varadraj that at the end of this life will I go to Vaikuntha? Kanchipurna said, okay, I'll ask Varadraj. So Kanchipurna was fanning the Lord and he said, my Lord, the assistant pujari who assists me, he has a question for you. He wants to know out of curiosity, will he go to Vaikuntha at the end of this life? Lord says, of course. Right? He's serving you. He's assisting you in serving me. He will definitely go. So Kanchipurna, he was happy and he related the message. And Kanchipurna later thought, I should also ask the Lord for me. Of course, there is no doubt, but still, we should not leave any doubt. So next day he asked the Lord, my Lord, I should not be asking it, but still, let there not be any doubt. Will I go to Vaikuntha? Lord said, no. He was shocked. He said, how come, my assistant is going and I am not going? What's the reason? He said, you are serving me, I am talking to you, I am reciprocating. You haven't served my devotee yet. Right? Only those who serve my devotees will be guaranteed to go to Vaikuntha at the end of their life. So Kanchipurna keeps the fan down. And I'll go and serve my devotees now. I haven't served my devotees. I'm only serving you. Yes, so Krishna is to be served, no doubt. But we should have equal faith in serving the Lord's devotees. That is, then we progress from Kanishta to Madhyama. Will you recite the verse? Prabhu Gaena Krishna Seva Vaishnava Sevana Nirantara Kara Krishna Nama Sankirtana. So the third aspect, Nirantara Kara Krishna Nama Sankirtan. Always chant the Lord's name. Nirantara Kara Krishna Nama Sankirtan. So we should try to chant, of course we chant 16 rounds on our beads. Other times also we should just try to chant as much as possible. Nirantara, as much as possible we can chant the Lord's names. One important aspect which I like to highlight here is, if you see the hands of Gaur Nitai, the hands are raised. So Vrindavan Das Thakur again in Chaitanya Bhagavat, he gives very insightful understanding. What is the significance of Lord Chaitanya's raised hands? So one understanding which we all know is, Lord Chaitanya is showing us how to surrender to God. And the best process to surrender is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's the best process to surrender. But he says there are two important points about Lord Chaitanya's raising hands. One is he's asking us to surrender. Second is, with his hand raised, he is telling us, do not see faults in others, especially in devotees. So that means raise your consciousness above fault finding. When we see faults and criticize others, then our consciousness becomes polluted. So raise your consciousness, because this world there are unlimited faults. is described, Kalo dosh nidhe rajan. There is no end of faults. It's an ocean of faults. If we look for faults, we actually pollute our consciousness, unless it is of specific service given to us. But we go much beyond, that. We pollute our consciousness by looking at the fault of others. And then what happens? Whatever mercy we gain, we drain also. So, threefold mercy that we are gaining, we have to gain the mercy but retain it. When we see faults, criticize, begin with the mind, we drain all that mercy. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya says, Bahutuli jagatere bale gauradham. Right? Bahutuli means raising his hands. Lord Chaitanya is giving this important message to all of us. Anindak hai sabalah Krishna naam. Anindak ho sadalah Krishna naam. Do not see faults and always chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, I'll just like to end with few statements from Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He says, now he's put in the form of conversation, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Someone is telling him, my mind wanders all over the universe when I chant. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. He says, my mind goes to the past, goes to the future and worries. Right? Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. But I am not able to concentrate at all on chanting. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. I have no taste for chanting the Lord's name. In fact, I feel, so bored. It becomes so heavy. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. So many weird thoughts comes while I chant, which doesn't come otherwise. Right? Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. But I am committing so many offenses to the holy name while chanting. Chant anyways. I'm not able to feelingly pray to Krishna while I chant. Chant anyways. I chant often late at night, sometimes it is past 12 midnight. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. You say, why? Just chant anyways. So whatever objection the mind raises, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, chant anyways. And then he says, there is no vow like chanting the holy name. There is no knowledge superior to it. There is no meditation that comes anywhere near to it. There is no penance equal to chanting the Lord's name. Chanting the holy name is the highest piety and the most potent form of devotional service. The words of the Vedas do not possess sufficient power to describe the glory of chanting the Lord's name. Chanting is the highest path to eternal and blissful life. It is the pinnacle of devotion and the best form of remembrance of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, chant anyways. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you. So, we will recite the words and then Radha Gopinath Prabhu will. Yeah, you can keep the mic. Prabhu kahe Hare Krishna.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Omogyanatimirandhasya gyaranjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. What can I say after that? Let's just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram. So the topic for today is threefold mercy to overcome threefold miseries. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse wherein Krishna is glorified as Tri-Adhishwara, the Lord of the Three. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, this three can mean the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and the lower. Bhur, Bhuva, and Swaha. It can also mean the Lord of the three great personalities, Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. It can also mean the Lord of the three places, Goloka, Vaikuntha, and the material existence, material world. It also means, not it can, it also means the Lord of the three personalities, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So similarly, this threefold mercy can mean many things. And I was thinking what all it can mean. There are three levels of people. And Dhruva Maharaj was extremely disturbed and was going to the forest because he was insulted by the sharp, arrow-like words of his stepmother, Suruchi. It hurt him so much. Then he said, and as he was leaving to the forest, Narad Muni came and told him, don't take words so seriously. Why are you taking so seriously? And then he gave a 3-point formula. Guna adhikan mudam lipse, anukrosham guna adhama, maitrim samanad anviche, na tapai abhibhuyate. Trivida tapa, all kinds of tapa. Tapa means heat. Heat is generated, When somebody insults you, heat is generated in the eyes. That's why eyes become red. You start breathing heavily because the chest becomes hot. So, if someone is more qualified than you, when you meet someone more qualified than you, guna adhika, mudam lipsit, one should feel happiness. Wow, this person is so qualified. Krishna has given him such special mercy. But the general tendency is, as soon as you see someone more qualified, instantly the heart is full of envy. Why him? Why not me? It's so natural. Since time immemorial, it's so deeply impacted in our heart. It doesn't just go. At least one should acknowledge, oh, this is envy, acha. An envious person can never attain me, Krishna says. Bhagavad Gita says that. And those who are envious, they cannot attain me. Anukrosham guna adhamat. And someone less qualified, then the tendency is to make them realize where they stand and deride them. But rather than that, show compassion and try to elevate them. And maitrim samanad. And those, when you come across someone who is equally qualified as you, rather than boasting about yourself, to prove one up. Develop friendship with that person. If we do this, then na tapaihi abhibhuyate. Such a person can never be afflicted by the negativity in the heart. There are certain chemicals that are released in the mind when you are very happy. And there are certain chemicals that are released which are extremely negative to the body. This is on a very, very gross level. So, naturally, when a person feels, at least philosophically understanding, deals in such a way, then actually the result is Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. He becomes actually blissful, happy. And just the presence of that person instantly elevates everyone in the surrounding. So this is one kind of three. And then there is other kind of three. In the Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami speaks about anyone who is sincerely wanting to progress in devotional service should have 6 loving exchanges with the devotees. Anyone knows the verse? Anyone does not know? Everyone knows the verse, like? Yeah? Dadati pratigrihnati guhyam akhyati pritchati bhungte bhojete chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. Very simple. Prabhupada says, if a businessman wants to have relation, priti, loving relation with other businessmen, he has to do only 3 things. If you want to enhance your relation with someone with your clear focus in mind, what I want to achieve, you associate with those who have that or who are also inclined or interested in the same goal. You want to connect so that you can quickly progress. It acts as a catalyst. So, he says a businessman wants to meet, he's gone to a new place, he wants to start the business. So, he contacts somebody in the same business who is well, he kind of achieved. Jai Shri Radha Gopi Janavallabh ki jai. So he says, please come to this hotel. I would like to invite you for a party. So they come, gives him the menu, order, feast is from my side today. He said, all right. Then he sees and he says, okay. He orders. While they are eating, he opens his heart. You know what? I've been doing this business. I just come new to the city. I heard that you have. What do you feel? What is the scope of the market here? And that person is favorably disposed. So he starts sharing. You could do this. You could not do this. Probably this is where you could go ahead. And at the end, before leaving, he offers him some nice gift. Thank you so much for sharing. And that person again calls him home, feeds him nicely. And this is how a relationship becomes deeper. Srila Prabhupada writes in that particular verse's purport a very important statement. He said, this movement was started single-handedly, but it is expanding all over the world simply because of these 6 loving exchanges. A very, very profound statement. Think about it. This movement was started single-handedly. Old man, 70 years, 40 rupees in hand, no resources, no contact. No idea how he'll go about, what kind of audience he'll face. And it is now expanding all over the world, he says, just because of the 6 loving exchanges. Just how powerful are the 6 loving exchanges? If temple is like a bottle, the 6 loving exchanges is the water. Now, what is the famous brand of water here? Spark? Fizzy. How much is a bottle? $10 for one bottle of water. Hare Krishna. I would rather go to some stream nearby. Okay, so you go to a shop and you say, "Can you give me fizzy?" And you pay $10. Or you take the bottle and you say you drink the water and give back the bottle and say, "Give me $9." Anyone will do that? I think the shopkeeper will say, "Thank you so much." She said, "Hey, you keep the bottle, give me $2 more if you want." It's not for the bottle that we pay, it's for the water. Actually, the payment is for the water. But if you want to drink the water for a long time, you need to have a bottle. You want to distribute the water to someone, you need to have a bottle. The main purpose of coming together is association of devotees. But we need a favorable environment where there are no distractions. There's no one sitting and saying, "Hey, okay, time is up, 2 hours now, over." We have our own place. We can sit as long as we want. Of course, still, I have to enter here. Still, at least there is no, restriction. Somebody telling, "Okay, ring the bell, out everyone." So, the bottle is a facility so that the water can be drunk. So Srila Prabhupada very mercifully created a facility whereby these 6 loving exchanges can go on. Dadati, what are we giving? We are giving the knowledge in parampara. This is what we are freely giving. Dadati. And pratigranati, people do appreciate. Wow, very nice, thank you so much. We would like to help in some way. We would like to help in probably sponsoring something. Very nice, because you are giving something. We also want to give back. Guhyam akhyati. Bhungte. Then we very nicely feed prasad. Bhojayate. And while taking prasad, they say, "Prabhuji, you told about chanting, but my mind goes like that." Guhyam akhyati. They start revealing their heart, and that is how a relationship develops. So the purpose of this society is give everyone, Brahmanda Brahmite, who are simply traveling in this, 84 lakh species, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jatare Shayanam, an opportunity to meet with devotees. That's the only reason for this society. However, immediately after this verse, the 4th verse is this. Immediately after this verse, the 5th verse gives a sutra for 3 types of different relationships. Krishneti yasya giri tam manasa adriyeta. Dikshasti chet pranatibhischa bhajantamisham. Shushushaya bhajana vigna mananya nindadi shunya hridamipsita sangalabdhya. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, for intelligently associating with devotees, we have to consider these 3 things. There are 3 levels of devotees. These levels of devotees is not meant to judge someone. This is not meant for judging someone. These 3 levels of devotees are meant for us to understand how to serve someone. Depending upon their level, how do I serve? The goal is to serve. So before I tell this verse, I will tell another verse, beautiful verse. Please note it down and read it at your convenience when you go back home. Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 7 to 12. Very beautiful verse. Again, how not to be afflicted by the threefold miseries. And there it says, Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. If you want to work in this world but not get entangled in this world, then here is the secret. Yoga yukta, one who is engaged in devotional service, Vishuddhatma, he is pure in heart. Vijitatma, his mind is completely subdued. Jitendriyaha, and his senses are under control. And due to this, Sarvabhutatma Bhuta, he loves everyone and everyone loves him. Kurvannapi na lipyate, even though he is working 24 hours active, but he never gets entangled. How? Padmapatram ivambhasa, like a lotus leaf in the water. In the water, very much, but absolutely untouched by the water. In the world, but not of the world. As Jesus Christ says, be in the world, but not become of the world. And Prabhupada gives a secret, how you can be peaceful, how you need not be entangled, how you will not be disturbed by the threefold miseries. Simple, he says, only one formula. Only one. Prabhupada writes, because a Krishna conscious person is a servant of everyone, everyone is happy with him. Who doesn't want a servant? Because everyone wants to become a master. And someone says, Prabhu, I am Das. Okay, very good. Very happy with you. So because a devotee of the Lord is a servant of everyone, everyone is happy with him. He's also very happy. And because others are satisfied with him or her, he is pure in consciousness. Nobody is envious. He is pure in consciousness. Because he is pure in consciousness, his mind is controlled. And because his mind is controlled, his senses are subdued. And because his senses are subdued, he can never be offensive to anyone. Niraparadhe namalaile pai premadhan. Not offensive. But Arjuna was shooting arrows. Hare Krishna, servant of the servant. Hare Krishna, Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nitya. What nonsense. He's shooting arrows and you say he's servant of everyone? Yes. On the order of Krishna, Karishye Vachanam Tava. Because you have told me, I am simply like an instrument, nimitta matra bhava savyasach. I'm simply like an instrument executing your order. I'm not connected, I'm not concerned about winning or losing. You want me to fight this battle, I will fight. Such a person, even though he's fighting a war and shooting arrows, but he's not getting entangled. This is the secret of working in this world. That's about the outside world. Prabhuji, that is not a problem. Problem is when they come in the temple. Acha? Why? Because that devotee looked at me like that. I didn't like it. One time I was coming down the stairs. Somebody had called me. I was running to get the phone call. I was running and it seems one Mataji looked at me and smiled. And I didn't because I was looking at her, it seems. I don't know, but I was thinking something, I just walked. She was so disturbed. 3 days later, her husband came and met me. Prabhuji, if you have offended, please forgive us, but don't neglect us. Who neglected whom? You, Prabhuji, you neglected. Why? Yeah, my wife told me Sunday after the program you were coming down and she smiled at you and you looked at her, but you just walked in as if you looked through her and walked away. If you have offended something, please tell her, forgive us. Hey, Baba, you call her first. I want to beg forgiveness. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, she looked at me. I don't know. So in this, even without any issues, sometimes issues come up. You know, if you look at someone, why are you looking at me like that? If you don't look, just see, he didn't even look at me. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So in this world, it's very difficult. And then we come walk in the association of devotees, constantly here. Aprad, Vaishno Aprad, Hathi Mata, elephant offense. So many elephants, how will I not offend? So sometimes you really feel, like, how do you do it? And therefore, Prabhupada writes in the purport to the next verse, to intelligently apply the 6 loving exchanges, Rupa Goswami gives the next verse. How to have the 6 loving exchanges with different levels of devotees. Krishneti yasya giri, even if once somebody has heard or chanted the name of Krishna, one should mentally respect that person. Manasa adriyet. And if a person is serious about it, regularly chanting, has taken initiation. Initiation is not just in and of itself the criteria. The fact is very serious about lifetime conviction to chant this holy name, very seriously wanting to pursue spiritual advancement and sincerely wanting to serve fixed up person. Then Pr&HG, one should not only just mentally but physically offer respects to such a person. And the third level, Bhajana Vignam. Bhajana Vignam means one who has perfected his bhajan or extremely serious about the bhajan, Anya Nindadi Shunya, and no inclination to criticize anyone ever. If that is a thing, then Hridamipsita Sangha Labdhya, one should aspire to associate with such people, submissively hear from them. So we are serving everyone, but the service takes different mood depending on the level. If someone is senior, how do I serve? By listening. If someone is equal, how do I serve? By sharing. If someone is just coming, how do I serve? By, sharing what we have with others. So, it's only about serving. When the desire is only to serve, then it's so wonderful. Then there is no dearth, because there is no dearth of service anywhere. If you want to be served, there is problem. But if you want to serve, there is no dearth within this whole creation. As long as one fellow is not Krishna conscious, there is a lot of service. So imagine how much service is there here. No one can say, oh, I have no seva. That means you don't know what is seva. A lot of seva is there. You don't know, ask the temple president or the commander. And then you will say, oh really? I'll come tomorrow. Enough seva is there. To serve there is no dearth. So, the whole idea from a Kanishta, what is a Kanishta Adhikari? Kanishta means beginner. The beginner sees only me and the deity, bas. All others, I don't care. Me and the deity. He doesn't know how to connect to devotees. But Madhyamadhikari, Ishware, Tad Adhineshu, Balisheshu, Dushashu cha, Prema, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha, Yah Karoti Samadhyama. A Madhyamadhikari, yes, he is surrendered and wants to serve the deities. He is eager to befriend and serve the devotees. He is eager to share with the people at large, general, innocent. And he keeps a respectful distance from the envious and the blasphemers. This is a sign of love. To love Krishna means to serve with a desire to please him. And what pleases him is Madbhakta Puja Vedika, as so wonderfully brought out by Damodar Prabhu. Krishna says to Uddhava, Madbhakta Puja Vedika. You know, love me, love my dog, Prabhupada said. If you imagine a rich man, extremely rich man, he has hundreds of cars already, and on his birthday you want to give him a car. Your whole life savings you purchase a car and you take it to him and he says, in that 101st garage, you can just park it there. He has 100 cars. Not a big deal. But he has a 5-year-old son. And you go to the son and said, oh, Haribol, here is a little Mahaprasad for you, one toffee or whatever. And the child eats it and says, Papa, this uncle is very nice. Finished. You have won the heart of that person. This is working smart. You know, to please Krishna is very difficult. You don't even know whether he's smiling because he's always smiling. You know, even while chastising Kamsa, he was smiling. So you really don't know whether you pleased him or not. But to please a devotee is very simple. Give one samosa and say, Prabhuji, thank you so much. To please a devotee is much easier. And when Krishna sees that his devotee is becoming happy, Krishna becomes happy, much, much more happier, on a much more deeper level. Why? Because he's related to me. Why I serve a devotee? Because he's devoted to the Lord. My Lord is connected, so therefore I want to please him. The connection is with Krishna, and therefore Krishna feels very happy. And devotees are very close to Krishna. It is very easy to speak about these sweet things every Sunday, sitting in an AC room, knowing fully well that prasadam is waiting. But then you say, Prabhu, it's very nice to hear. After Vyasasan, when you get down, and then you go there, and some fellow says, Coupon nahi hai, go that side. I am there. You know who I am? We know you don't have coupon. Stand there. Such an insult. Or some fellow drops a sambar on your gulab jamun, which ISKCON people are known for doing sometimes. Enthusiastic new devotees, they want to serve all the items, that make sure that it goes on the plate. Which goes where, I don't care. The best item I wanted to preserve for the last, and this fellow has put sambar on it. So, it's tough. It's so tough to actually come in the association of devotees. One time one devotee heard a lecture, Dangers of Vaishnava Aparadha. You know, how Mahaprabhu never forgave even Sachimata. He said, you will not go back to Godhead because you have offended Advaitacharya. You know, you said that, this, especially after her elder son, when he took sannyas. He said, he's associating with me. He's responsible. He sent my other son also. This fellow is responsible. Mahaprabhu said, you will not go. Krishna did not forgive his sons who offended devotees. And using that an excuse, the whole dynasty was eliminated. So after this story was told in one talk, one devotee raised his hand. He said, Maharaj, looks like better not to associate with devotees. Na rahega baas, na bajegi baasuri. No devotees, there no offense. He was so scared after hearing so much offense. Go to hell. Whew. Better not associate with devotees at all. But then there is no hope without devotees association. Adav Shraddha Tada Sadhu Sangha. So dilemma, what to do? And then the answer was given. No. The offense is when you intentionally plan to put down someone. But while working together, no doubt, sometimes you get agitated, disturbed or speak something. That is why the first thing when we come inside, we offer respect, say, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhyevacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, knowingly, unknowingly, whatever I have done, Krishna, you and all of you, forgive me, because I am a manager. When I manage things, whoever comes in front of me, he is at the receiving end. Not of prasad, but of many other things. So, it's natural. Therefore, a Madhyam Adhikari society, together, as a community, should develop certain qualities. And I will speak only 6 of them, which is shortly, and maybe some other time we will elaborate it. I call it A, B, C, D, E, F. That's all. If you can do this 6-point formula, then believe me, even though you are in the association of devotees, for days together, months together, years together, lifetime, you will be very happy to associate with them. Each one of them. First is appreciate and respect. As a policy, look for the good and appreciate. When we appreciate devotees, genuinely from the core of our heart, that means you have to look for that. Rather than looking at the faults, do the positive rather than controlling. Fault finding, I shouldn't do fault finding. No, forget about it. Look for the good things. Saragrahi, Vaishnava is Saragrahi. Appreciate. Actually, when you appreciate devotee, and in appreciation, as Damodar Prabhu rightly said, don't be stingy. And don't be eulogical. Too much. Oh, you are a pure devotee. What do you want? It should be honest. It should be genuine. If you see something, that means you have to desperately look for something. And you see something, Prabhu, you began the class so nicely. Huh? You made everyone memorize. Damodar Prabhu is a master of CC. I've been traveling him for several times. He has a book, small booklet, all verses. No question of prajalpa, no question of distraction, because any time he finds even the air hostess started humming. That is the power of association. So look for something good and heartily appreciate. By appreciating, you will feel very nice. And anyone who sees it will say, wow, this is a nice place. I want to come every Sunday. So appreciate and respect. Who doesn't like respect? That's the nature. B is being conscious of the needs and emotions of others. Prabhupada writes in 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Nirbaddha, Mai Nirbaddha Hridaya Sadhava Samadarshanaha Vashe Kurvanti Mam Bhaktya Sat Striyaha Satpatim Yatha. As a chaste lady brings a gentle husband under her control, similarly, those devotees, they capture me in their heart because of their Samadarshina. And Prabhupada writes in the Samadarshi. What does Samadarshi means? Samadarshi means, if someone pinches me, I don't like. Therefore, I will never pinch others. What an amazing understanding. Put yourself in their shoes. You look at, sometimes have you felt this? That I am so hungry and nobody is noticing. They're all eating away and they're not even sharing. How can they not notice? Or you have some, you have hurt your leg or something, you're coming, nobody is giving you a seat. It's very obvious. How can they be so sensitive? Insensitive. So similarly, you start looking at people. Whatever happened to you, I will never do that even to my enemy. I didn't like it. If somebody behaved some way, said something, I didn't like it. I learn never to do this to others, at least from my side. That is Samadarshi. Paradukha Dukhi. Immediately able to relate and connect to others' feelings and emotions and needs. Just develop one notch up from what we were yesterday. And you can see the change of consciousness. You become so blissful. You are so absorbed in concern about the others that you forget about yourself. And therefore Krishna says, because this fellow is not thinking about himself, I have to think about him. And when Krishna thinks of someone, all problems solved. So being conscious of the needs and emotions of others. C, communication. Sometimes we judge people by their words and ourselves by our intentions. Rather than that, judge others by their intention and ourselves by our words and actions. Sometimes we speak something and someone says, why did you use that? You see, Baba, my intention you see. But I will never forgive you for what the word you used. How can that be? Honest communication creates miracles in life. When you are honestly communicating, sorry, this is this, I express this. Communicate. If there is a misunderstanding, there is a proper communication. You said this and I felt really hurt. That's my problem, not yours. Non-violent communication. Rather than be judgmental, just express. You said that and I felt really hurt. That's my problem. Next time, will you be careful not to use this particular word to me because I feel really, that's my problem. What can I do? So communication, two-way communication, not only one way. Sometimes it's only one-way communication. I can give whole seminar on each one of these. But it's amazing how people don't understand the significance and importance of communication. Good communication, effective communication, non-violent communication, sensitive communication. And D is transcending individual differences. Each one is unique. The 5 fingers are not the same. Each one is unique. Each one has a role to play. Appreciate the differences. Appreciate the variety brought about in the community because of the differences. Imagine, this garland looks so beautiful. Why? Because there are so many colored flowers. The more the merrier. Each one is different. Each one is unique. Krishna loves everyone. Krishna wants that. Even in the spiritual world, there are left-wing gopis and right-wing gopis. The differences. Some are very docile, some are very aggressive. Rukmini is very docile. Oh, Satyabhama. And Krishna comes like this. And he has to, alright, it's alright. I'll get you 2 flowers, don't worry. 1 flower I gave you, I'll give you too much. A different nature. Appreciating the differences brought about. It's not that you are challenged. Sometimes when you give somebody opinion, you say, oh, you're against me. No. It brings about variety. Somebody says the diamond is blue, somebody says yellow, somebody is green, somebody is telling pink. It's not. It's all of it and more. Unity in diversity. Everyone is sincerely trying to do their best. The Hanuman is doing his best, and the squirrel and the spider is doing its best. Learn to accept them. Everyone is sincerely doing to the best of their capacity, as per their circumstance in life. Rather than comparing, appreciate the differences. E is examination, self-examination. Always be introspective. Nature of a devotee is he should be very thoughtful and grave. When we speak too much, but sometimes, like chatterboxes, the more we speak, the mind is diffused. If you want to be, gravity means a person is deeply thoughtful, deeply observant, deeply introspective, deeply contemplating everything. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. One who tries to see Krishna everywhere. How is this? So self-examination. Where am I falling short? That is a sign of seriousness. A serious devotee. Sometimes one devotee asked one of our God brothers, ISKCON Prabhu, he was asked, he said, Prabhuji, how to become a serious devotee? Not going to the hospital, not that serious. How to become a serious devotee? He quoted Bhagavad Gita 7.14. Anyone knows the verse? 7.14 Bhagavad Gita. Yeah? There, 2 statements are there. And both the statements talk 50% of seriousness. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayametam tarantite daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratya. So the first part of the verse is daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratya. Maya is extremely, no one can cross on their own. Take Maya seriously. Don't play around with Maya. No one so far has ever been able to, deal with Maya without Krishna's support. And Mam eva ye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. Only one who is 100% Krishna conscious can effortlessly, like a ocean becoming a water contained in the hoof print of a calf. So therefore take Krishna seriously. Take Krishna consciousness seriously. So serious devotee is one who takes Maya seriously and also Krishna consciousness seriously. If you take only Maya seriously, you will go into depression. If you take only Krishna seriously, you will become proud and fall in Maya. Take both of them seriously, side by side. So, self-examination. And lastly, firmly but fast, trying to resolve conflicts. When conflicts do come up, it is inevitable. Conflicts are inevitable like the taxes. Anyone who doesn't pay tax here, obviously they will not raise your hand. So they are inevitable. Right? Conflicts are inevitable. If 2 people are there, conflicts is bound to come. But firmly and fast, quickly, you address the issue, nip it off in the bud. If devotees are trained in that's what devotee care is all about. Caring means training devotees in the art, in the science of Krishna consciousness, so that every devotee feels protected, inspired, and encouraged to remain active in the mission of Srila Prabhupada till the last day of their life. This should be the vision. What should we do individually and collectively, by which everyone is trained how to enthuse each other, how to inspire each other, how to be there for each other, so that we are actively, happily engaged in Krishna consciousness till the last breath. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshaya. That's the success of a community, where care is, put as emphasis. Training is put as emphasis. And these kind of relationships. And such a place acts as a place of shelter. Anyone who walks into such a community, such an environment, why would they ever want to leave and go elsewhere? Who would ever want to? Having received the love of Krishna through his sincere devotees. What a gift Srila Prabhupada has given. So we have to, one thing is to Jai Guru Puja and Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila, that's wonderful. But truly glorifying Prabhupada means to be appreciative of the gift that he has given us. Can you imagine? He's given us access to the spiritual world directly. But it's a question of consciousness. If we have a proper consciousness, we understand, we appreciate, and we take advantage of. So I am so much inspired. I'm feeling so bad. I'm not able to meet my dear friend Yugal Kishore Prabhu. I was eagerly looking forward to, coming to Detroit means I wanted to meet Yugal Kishore Prabhu. Somehow is not here right now. But so happy to meet all of you. I'm really inspired and enthused. And I pray at the lotus feet of Shri Gopinath Vallabha that they may continue to shower their profuse mercy as they are already doing. And in this way take advantage of this wonderful association and the gift of Srila Prabhupada and perfect our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Before we get into the question, because of limitation of time, we'll have time maybe for one or two questions. But Prabhuji talked about mercy, right? Radha Gopinath Vallabha was really merciful. That's why they sent these two amazing souls to inspire us. And the fun is not over yet, right? The mercy is not over yet. In other words, we are having another opportunity to associate with them tomorrow morning in Bhagavatam class, and also tomorrow evening another program in ISKCON Farmington around 7. So we have two amazing opportunities right here in this temple to take amazing association of Radha Prabhu and Damodar Prabhu. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Because of it time, one or two questions. I know Mataji is raising her hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Radha Gopinath Prabhu, thank you so much. My initial years of Krishna consciousness, I heard, hearing your classes, I felt like I grew up. Now I see you right in front of me. It's really, really grateful. I never thought I would ever be able to see you because all I heard was hearing. So thank you so much.
I am happy to see you all.
Prabhu, while you were sharing, you mentioned that we need to maintain diversity, right? And we have to appreciate each other, what they bring to the table, what they bring to the community. While we are trying to appreciate, how do we also see that individually, personally also, that we hold on and we don't forget the bottle that's holding us? That you mentioned that the temple is like a bottle and we are all like water, right? While we are trying to see these differences, or while we bring these differences, we don't forget that bottle that's holding us, and consciously we're making an attempt to make sure we're aware of the presence of the bottle and not be going away. Sometimes what happens is, as preachers, while we're cultivating, we have our own style of preaching, but we also connect back to that bottle or be present, which is holding us.
Unity in diversity. Actually, variety is the mother of enjoyment, as Krishna, as we see in Krishna's pastimes. We have so many varieties of devotees, so many varieties of rasas. Krishna is a rasaraj, he enjoys different rasas. At the same time, there is unity. Unity of intention, unity of sincerity, unity of dedication, unity of commitment to the movement. So, yes, individually, basically it's ego in one form or another, which makes us feel that, I don't need, I can manage on my own. That's a very unfortunate thing if it happens to anyone. But of course, if we continue to be sincere, Krishna purifies us. He will do it selectively. He has a tailor-made package for different kind of people for their purification. जे जे गुणे मत्त होई करे अहंकार अवश्य ईश्वरतः करे न संहार. In Keshav Kashmiri's incident, Lord Chaitanya, Nimai Pandit, tells, कहेना गौरमणि हासिया कहिते लागिले ना तत्ववाणी सुनो भाई सब এই कही तत्व कथा अहंकार न सहेन ईश्वर सर्वथा. My dear brothers, listen with rapt attention. I am telling you, the Lord will not tolerate ego, a big fat, ego. जे जे गुणे मत्त होई करे अहंकार. For whatever reason you become proud. I am proud of the way I sing, the way I speak, the way I memorize, the way I cook, the way I dress, the way whatever I do. Specifically Krishna notes, because Krishna doesn't like ego in the heart of his devotee. Mercifully does that if a person is sincere. फलवंत वृक्षयार गुणवंत जन नम्रता से तहारा स्वभाव अनुक्षण. A tree laden with fruit and a person decorated with good qualities, their nature is they bend down in humility. So if you are humble, born of humility is dependence. If a humble person is there, he can appreciate how much I am dependent on this community, on the temple, on the association, on all that I have received. So born of humility is dependence. Born of that dependence is appreciation. Appreciating everything that we have received for where we are today. And born of that appreciation is respect. And a respectful person, amanina manadena, can never be offensive, can never feel that I can manage without it. I know this is the root. If I'm not connected to the root, I'm finished. I'll just dry up within no time. So the ego is that thing that which disconnects us from the roots. So how can we be ever? So it boils down to that. If we maintain that humility born out of sincerity, then automatically in that association we learn that humility, and then naturally kind of comes up. Hare Krishna. I have time, but we have to go to.
Devotees can speak, after also.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for coming here today and giving this talk. I think it was really important because I think in my devotional life I was reaching that point where I was thinking that talking to people, especially to devotees, is really difficult because if you hurt them, your devotional life will be totally spoiled. So I was getting into that shell and not really interacting much with people. This class was really important for me. On that point of resolving conflicts, sometimes I felt that when we get hurt, we don't go and talk to the person about it because we fear that we'll be hurt again. So we just leave the conflicts unresolved, and it really keeps us in a very uncomfortable state. So how can we deal with that fear?
Okay, I'll share with you two things. Number one, the first thing that you said, I remember one devotee asked His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj many years back this question. He said, Maharaj, sometimes I come in the association of devotees and I see some behavior or some nature and some kind of attitude of theirs, and I'm really put off. And I'm amazed, how devotee can be like this. And sometimes I see some outsiders, non-devotees, so humble, so simple, so gentle, so sober, so grounded. And I feel, am I in the right place or should I be going there? And the answer that Maharaj gave was simply amazing. He said, look at the essence and look at the internal and deal with the external. So, for a devotee, a new devotee with conditionings, so particular nature, particular style of speaking, doing things, look at the internal. Internally, if Krishna has accepted as a devotee, who am I to judge? That's between him and Krishna. And deal with the external. Whatever is necessary you do to deal with the external. And with the non-devotees, when you see wonderful qualities in them, deal with the external. Take something good from there. And see the internal means, see that if he's such a sweet person, if he becomes a devotee, so nice it will be. So let me try to, give Krishna consciousness to him. So that is the first part. Regarding conflict, resolving conflicts, confrontation, there is a way to confront. If we can do it with a service attitude, not with a judgmental attitude, but saying that, Prabhu, first describe the event. On that day, I heard you, or you said this to me, this particular word you used, and I was really hurt. I don't know, because somehow my nature is, if someone tells like that, I feel very disturbed. So I just thought I will just share with you, something like that, in a mood of communicating without blaming or judgmental, but explaining, why I'm disturbed and what could we do about it. If you feel somehow, oh Krishna, no, impossible, I can't do this. If it is possible, you could take the help of a third person, kind of a mediator, madhyastha, who is respected by both and who facilitates a conversation. But earlier we get it done, the better. Before it, so many layers come up. Like each incident like a brick, and it becomes a wall. We are not want to see the face of each other. It becomes difficult later. So there are, in fact, there is a whole seminar on various ways of dealing with it, but this is kind of an essence. Sometimes it is easily said than done because a lot of negativities are there and some uncertainty is there as to how it will respond. I may mess up the relation much more by bringing it up. So better ignore. And that it can backfire also. So depending on that situation, therefore, some kind of a system whereby a facility is available to resolve these kind of issues. In our temple, we have started a resolve committee, and they have professionally been trained how to resolve. Of course, ISKCON resolve is also there. It's done at national, international level also. So where if we have issues, we go to that particular thing and they, sit in front and kind of deal with it. Because it's a fact. It happens. It happens. That's the nature of this world. So, we need to do that. Is that okay? Yeah.
I'll just say that this is very important. Though Mataji asked question, but I think everyone, at least me, is getting benefited too. So thank you very much for